Okay, so what I'm going to do today, I'm going to share that slide should say next journey, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to just share my testimony, okay? I'm going to tell you a little bit about myself, my journey, how I got to the point that I'm at right now, and then we're going to do a little exercise. So, I'm going to give you guys a timeline, and I want you guys to do your best to stay with me as I go through that timeline, okay? So, Northland High School. If you're familiar with Northland High School, raise your hand. Okay. In 2010, I went to Northland, okay? I was there from 2010 through 2012, okay? I played ball when I came in as a freshman. I was recruited out of middle school to come play ball by Coach Sully. And I went to Northland, and, things didn't work out. So from Northland, I transitioned to Eastmore Academy in 2012. So when I get to Eastmore Academy, I meet the wonderful Miss Waddell, who was my teacher for PowerPoint. The class was PowerPoint. And I'm going to do a little, let me see. I'm going to give you guys a little visual. And I did this for the other groups as well. So in this PowerPoint class, we had to give presentations, right? And a part of giving the presentation was, dressing nice. And I was a smart kid. I was goofy, but I was a smart kid. So one day, I'm walking into the room. Walk in. Probably like messing with a girl, flirting with a girl, because that's what we do. Flirt with a girl. And she stopped me. She was like, you know what? Come here. Pulled me to the side. She was like, let me talk to you. She was like, do you know that you have a presence about you when you walk into a room, you demand attention? Now, at this moment, I had a basketball tattooed on my arm at the time. I had my initials, and I had the NBA logo. Do y'all think I really was worried about what she was saying? Y'all think I was? No. I was number 6 at my position in the state of Ohio, which was a small forward position at the time. So I'm like, no, she's tripping. Like, I'm getting recruited, I'm going to the NBA. That's what I thought in my mind. That season, which is 2012 through 2013, I wasn't able to play due to like transfer rules and exceptions and stuff like that. I thought I was going to be able to, but I wasn't, which took a lot out of me. So, upon that conversation, she kind of got my, I was kind of thinking a little bit about it. I was like, I don't know what she meant by that. Maybe she sees something in me, maybe she doesn't. That's the first thing I want you guys to take away. Sometimes people see things in you before you see them in yourself. So trust it, all right? Sometimes people, specifically some older people, people who are older than you, who have been on this earth longer than you, see things in y'all before you see it in yourselves. Remember that. Yeah. And when they believe in you, that can be a trigger for you to start believing in yourself. Y'all feel me? Say, I feel you, bro. I feel you, bro. Say, I feel you, bro.
I feel you, bro.
Okay, so where are we at on our timeline? 2012, right? 2012, 2013, right? That school year. So the following school year is 2013 going to 2014. Played on the basketball team. We won the district championship. Now, my recruitment, because of my attitude, me quitting teams, me getting into it with coaches in AAU and school ball, my recruitment went down from probably like a Division II athlete to a Division III athlete. If anybody who plays sports, there's Division III, there's NAIA, there's 2, there's 1. My recruitment went down. So, I didn't get my scholarship to Ohio Dominican like I thought I was going to. So I ended up getting recruited by, where are we at? Capital University.
Congratulations.
Yay, right? Capital University. Now, I did not want to go here at all, but I went here because my mother and my father wanted me to. If I'm going to just be completely real with y'all, they wanted me to. They're like, Nate, you're close to home. You're not too far from the area you grew up in. We can come see you hoop. Just stay close to us. Be safe. Don't take a risk. Don't go down south. Now, granted, my dream all along had been to go to Morehouse. Y'all familiar with Morehouse? Down in Atlanta, Georgia? No?
Yeah.
Yes?
For sure.
Okay, Morehouse is a historically black college, HBCU or university, historically black college or university in Atlanta, Georgia. It's one of the most prestigious and historically known black schools like ever. That's where Dr. King went. A lot of other prominent figures went there. So I wanted to go there, and I didn't because fear held me back. I stayed here, and when I came here, which was 2014, right? I would have came here as a freshman. It's literally when the worst thing and the best thing from my life happened. So I came here, and I hated every second of it, to be honest with y'all. I didn't want to be here because this was the complete opposite opposite of what I wanted. Y'all think this is a HBCU? It's not. It's a PWI, which is a predominantly white institution. So the amount of black folk that I was seeing, the comfortability that I had on the campus, the relatability, it was not there. I fell into a depression, right? I was at a low point. I didn't know what to do with my life, but at the same time, the wonderful Miss Marseille Waddell, she was taking me to church with her. She was inviting me to her church, and I found a deeper purpose for my life. So all along, I was hooping. I'm thinking I'm going to the league, but when I got here, I started to realize that God had a different plan for me, okay? And I don't know what y'all believe in. I ain't here to preach to you, but I'm gonna let you know. Whatever your plan is for your life, if it's not aligned with what God has planned for you, it's not gonna happen. I can promise you, it's not gonna happen. We can say, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna be this, but if that's not a part of your destiny, it will not happen. It just won't. So, I'm here, and I began going to church, but I also began volunteering in the community, speaking, because I was watching, to get out of that depressive state, I was watching stuff online, right? Like YouTube videos. Anybody familiar with Les Brown? The motivational speaker Les Brown? A couple people, right? So I was just like, you know what, let me mention this to my family. So I was, at the crib, and I'm like, Grandma, Mom, y'all ever heard of Les Brown? And my grandma was like, yeah, I know him personally. When Les used to live here in Columbus, back in the day, he used to live with me. And I was like, oh my gosh, that's a sign. So that combined with the fact that I was in church, finding a deeper calling for my life beyond sports. Number two, Les Brown knew my grandmother. I'm like, what are the odds? They have known each other. And number three, my senior year, I was kind of forced into doing like sharing a message at the senior breakfast. So I did those things. And I began volunteering in the community, speaking, right? I wanted to build a business out of this. I knew that it's what God had placed me on this earth to do, which is to speak, encourage, inspire, do workshops, my energy, my efforts to other people. And I started doing that in 2014. Now, stay with me, okay? Y'all still with me? This is 2014. Now, doing that in the community as much as I can, right? To get started, you gotta just build your name, build your reputation, get exposure, just immerse yourself into it. This is 2014. The following year, I'm like, man, I gotta get out of Columbus still, because I wasn't truly fulfilled. So it's 2015 now, right? 2015, that first semester, because in college it goes by semesters, you have fall, spring, summer. This was fall of 2015. I was at Columbus State. If you're familiar with Columbus State, raise your hand. I'm at Columbus State. I'm still speaking in the community, but I'm not truly fulfilled because I wanted to go down south. That following semester, which was the spring of 2016, I ended up transferring down south to North Carolina A&T State University. Y'all heard of that school? See, Greensboro, North Carolina, wonderful school. Actually, pretty good HBCU. So I went down to A&T. While I was down at A&T, I was fulfilled initially. I'm like, man, this is cool. I'm at a black school. Like, they have fried chicken Friday. Literally. Yeah, have you ever heard that?
Yeah.
Literally, fried chicken Fridays, y'all. You go to the caf, the line to get into the caf is all the way out the door. And when you get up there to get your food, it's fried chicken. They got some baked chicken. What do you think the sides are? Mac and cheese. What's the vegetable? Greens. Greens. You already know what it is. Greens, mac and cheese, and chicken. And like corn with it or something, right? So I'm loving it. I'm like, yo, this is dope. Like it's a cultural shock, for real. Because when you don't come from that and you get to that point, it's just a cultural shock. It's new to you. So it's cool. I'm loving it. I'm like, man, this is cool, but I wasn't truly fulfilled until I could get off the campus. So I was down there doing work with different schools, the same thing, speaking, workshops, just trying to empower the youth as much as I can to build my name, to build my brand. While I was down there, my pops died. Saturday, April 9th, 2016, okay? I'm calling him. I remember I called him at like 9 a.m. I'm calling him like, ring. No answer. I'm like, this is weird. He would at least call me back. Hours go by. I'm calling him. No answer. I'm like, yo, something is telling me that something's going on. So my dad, he was a sick man, okay? He was a cancer survivor, a diabetic, liver issues. He had a lot of stuff going on, and he didn't take care of his health to the best of his ability like he should have been in the latter part of his life. So I called his nurse. My dad had a nurse who came in to come see him like weekly to take care of him. Called his nurse like, Sheena, you need to get over there to check on my dad. Like, something's going on. He's not answering the phone. She calls me back a little bit later. She's crying. As soon as I answer the phone, I can hear her. She's like, Nate, I'm sorry. And as soon as she said, I'm sorry, I threw my phone on the ground, and I broke down, and I started crying. Because I had just lost the man who was, you know, the closest thing to me. The man who kept me going, the man who was my best friend. Ooh, I hope I'm tearing up here. And I gotta thank God because I have my sweet mates who were there with me, who, you know, helped me and supported me through that time. But I dropped out of school, okay, guys? I didn't finish. I was there another semester after that. So this is the fall of 16. Thank you. The fall of 16, okay? I come home against what everybody thinks because, you know, my family's telling me, like, you're messing your life up. You're making a huge mistake. You know, you need to stay in school, get a degree. You're messing your life up, dude. You're a college dropout. And I'm like, I know there's something better for my life. I know God has more for me. And I believe in God wholeheartedly. So I dropped out of school, came back home, and I pursued my business full time. And now I have a pretty successful business for a 23-year-old as far as speaking, workshops, leadership training, life coaching, all kind of stuff like that. And I tell you guys that story to tell you this. It's unconventional, it's up and down, it's crazy, but there's somebody in this room, I can guarantee you, who's going to have a similar journey. Like all of y'all are probably not just going to go to college, graduate, get into your job field, okay? The way that you think your life is going to look, because me and Miss Waddell had plenty of conversations. I thought I was going to be a doctor. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Exercise science coming out of high school is what I studied when I was here, exercise science. Do y'all know I failed almost every single chemistry and biology test on this university? I literally, because here's the thing, I didn't like science, right? But my mom was like, Nate, you can make so much money being a doctor. How many of y'all got people in your family who want a doctor or a lawyer in the family? Keep it real with me.
So bad.
I'm saying, and some of y'all may want to be that, but we all got somebody in our family who's like, yo, you know you can make money, you're a doctor, right? So I just want you guys to understand that, you know, you can be unconventional and live an unconventional life and do things differently and have a crazy path, but still be on a path to success. I mean, I'm still young myself. I'm 23, going on 24, but trust in God, y'all. I mean, I'm not afraid to say that's what I believe in. Whatever you believe in, I'm not here to preach to you, but when the Word of God tells us, your gift will make room. And when He says, I will never leave you nor forsake you, it's the truth. I'm telling you, it's the truth. But you got to believe it. You have to believe it. Each and every one of us in here, and I tell all my groups this, and I don't know if you remember this, homie, when I was at Eastmore, is that you have to identify what God created you to do. Okay? You have a gift. Your gift will make room. That's literally written in the Word of God. Your gift will make room. Identify what your gift is. It's simple. Life is not easy, but it's simple. We make it harder than what it needs to be. Identify what your God-given gift is. Work on it, craft it, and things will work out for you. Y'all feel me? Yeah. If you feel me, say I feel you, man.
I feel you, man.
Say I feel you, man.
I feel you, man.
Okay, I need 2 people. Give me 2 volunteers. Give me a boy and a girl. A boy and a girl. Come on. I'm about to do a demonstration. I like to do visuals. I just need 2 people. Come on. I need you guys to do a little imagining with me, okay? I'm going to tell a story. These are going to be characters in the story. Scoot over here. Now, he's going to be the king. She's going to be the thief. Y'all heard something about the king and the thief? No? Okay. Now, he's the king, right? He's the king. So he's a very, very, very powerful man, okay? She's a thief. She's always stealing stuff in this kingdom. Always stealing stuff. King, she's the thief. What is he?
King.
What is she?
Thief.
What does she always do?
Steal.
Right? That's what she does. One day, she gets caught stealing from the kingdom, right? She gets caught. And the king, he's so fed up because he already knows that she's been stealing, right? But he's like, we got her. Now, scoot over for me. These two things, this is a door and this is a door, okay? Now, he says, I'm going to let you choose which door to go through, okay? You can choose this door, which she can see behind. She can see what's behind this door, and it's a rope. She's going to get hung to her death. This door, she couldn't see behind her, okay? What's behind this door? What's behind this door? She couldn't see. She didn't know, right? He says, I'm going to leave it up to you to choose what you want your destiny to be. She comes up, she examines. She's like, you know what? I see a rope. I'm going to get hung. But I don't know what's behind this one. Come over here, thief. My thief ends up choosing this door to get hung, right? She's up here, and she says, you know what? Before I die, can you just tell me what was behind this door that I couldn't even see? That I couldn't even see behind. What was behind that door? And he looked to her. He said, it was your freedom. Here's the thing. And this relates to us in life, people. Sometimes we're so scared to open that unknown door, to go into the unknown, that you miss out on your chance of blessings, of freedom, of progress, of fulfillment, all because we want to move based on what we see.
Say it one more time for me, please. Say it for me. I think it's so important. I want to capture that, what you just said about what you missed out on.
Okay, as soon as you started talking about going into the door that was on.
Yeah, I apologize.
Okay.
All right, so just about what's behind the door, what you missed out on.
Okay. So this door, we have the king, we have the thief, okay? The thief is always stealing from the kingdom, right? One day, she gets caught. The king says, I got two doors. This is a door, and this is a door. Choose your destiny. Behind this door, she can see. It's a rope to get hung. She's going to get killed. Behind this door is the unknown. She doesn't even know. He says, you know what? Step up. Choose your destiny. She says, you know what? I'm going to get hung. I'm going to choose death. She says, before I die, though, what was behind that door? He says, it was your freedom. Your freedom. But because she couldn't see it, she didn't want to open that door. And that same exact principle relates to our lives. Believers, that's a part of faith, believing in what you cannot see. See, sometimes we move as human beings solely based on what we see.